We don't even have our back cam on, do we?
No. Should I mess with it or just leave it?
Um,
I can probably get that one up.
yeah, let's get that one up. That one hasn't been having problems. You gotta click a different one, right?
All right. Well, we're gonna go with that. So yeah, we can't get our view, but we've got one matchup, and we'll go with that for now, and we'll see how long this one lasts.
Like Grixis Delver is like still really good. Itchy Fox, like, remember like freaking BBD, like when Gucci were telling everyone it's the best deck. Still, I don't know if it's the best deck, but it's still really good. I mean, the thing is, any Delver. I mean, why does Canadian Threshold still put up results? Because you stifle and you wasteland people again. Like, you still have those Delver draws. You still have those insane Street Rate draws. Like, those decks are always gonna be pretty good. But yeah, I mean, like, its thing is just like Grixis Delver is still pretty good. Like, I think that's the best tempo deck still,
Yeah.
because Young Pyromancer and Bitter Blossom are really good at going wide, and then Gurmag and True Name are just really good. I mean, that's the thing. Like, the deck's slower, but
Sure.
I mean, it's certainly not my platform because everyone's been saying it already, but I think it's just true. I think my personal order is Grixis, Death Shadow, um, Blue White Delver, then Canadian Threshold, Dark Thresh, and then USA Delver probably is somewhere above Dark Thresh, but I mean, like I said, the Death Shadow deck's fine. I just don't think it's that great.
Jeskai, right?
No, he's on Death Shadow. It's
Oh
Calvin
yeah,
Death
yeah.
Shadow. You notice that it flipped?
Yeah, it flipped.
Okay, here we go. It says we have 0 viewers.
Yeah, everything's gonna be a little weird.
Oh, can we not? We can get the back camera working.
No.
All right, whatever.
But they should still be able to hear us, so
Okay. Are you sure they can hear us? How do they know?
pretty sure.
I want.
You can argue with HC Fox and see if he
Oh,
responds.
I just like talking to him. Weekly finance checks.
Finance checks. Price, back to basics.
We still don't know if they can hear us. Somebody tell us that. I don't know.
If you can hear us,
Wouldn't they be responding? Say
you would
something.
hope. Say.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
All right.
I can't. What if Nate's the only person who can hear us? Just personal time with Nate.
Mod only.
This is like a stream from hell.
Yeah, it's been a rough one,
This
for sure.
This is worse than a Senate hearing. That's what I think. Oh. Well,
Looks like Calvin took that game.
yeah, pretty handily. Interesting.
Calvin did have the true name.
I don't like that. Yeah, Calvin needs to stop picking whatever Grixis controlled deck does the best in tournaments and just net decking it, and like stick with like his own version. Not a surprising result. I don't know. I've beaten Cal. I actually, me and Calvin playtested Grixis control versus Death Shadow, and I like beat him over the head with a club. Like, it like wasn't that close. It was like 7-3 in my favor. So, Torpor Orb.
Torpor.
Torpor Orb.
It seems like a lot of overboarding.
I don't like. So one thing I do want to talk about is the cards that we saw, like the Fatal Pushes, the Toxic Deluge, the Diabolic Edicts. I think there's a universe if those are Liliana Last Hopes, where I think maybe he wins that game because he's able to stabilize and Calvin's plays aren't as good. if you think about it, Calvin's hand really couldn't deal with Liliana Last Hope.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind.
And just that recursive value as well.
Yeah.
Torpor Orb.
What does Torpor Orb do?
Torpor Orb stops all triggered, comes into play abilities. So like Snapcaster and...
yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of boarding in artifacts. Like, Winter Orb is, like, still kind of medium versus him because Grixis control, like, K-Command and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just the truth. Like, you can land a Winter Orb when they're tapped out and it can do some good damage, but I'm not a fan of Torpor Orb. I'll pass. I'll take the high road. But, like, another card that you could have seen from him is maybe, like, a 1 of Bitter Blossom. There's really cards that can make this matchup a lot better, and we just didn't see him. And I honestly think maybe it was misboarding. Maybe it was just he didn't have him in his board. I know one time when I talked to him, I know his board's not really complete. But the 2 Liliana Last Hopes are really critical in this matchup. And people kind of look at it as, hey, it's not true. But the reason why is not only does it kill Baleful Strix and Snapcaster, it's going to help you recur your threats. And it presents a Sylvan Library-like effect that your opponent wants to interact with, but it can get out of control. So...
Crumpler, thanks for being a hero, and thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you followed, because our stream blew up. So.
We appreciate you anyways, even if our stream is blowing up.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You're just a good guy. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Torpor Orb. I can't see it. Like, I mean, it's not good against elves because it stops Visionary, right? I'm not a fan of that. I mean, D&T...
It would stop Craterhoof, right?
Okay, sure. It would stop D&T. It stops Flicker Whip, Stoneforge, and Recruit the Guard.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I could see spots where it has relevance, but I certainly don't think
it just seems
the matchup.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a card where it's like a -1. I'm not a fan of -1s. I know HC Fox loved -1s, so maybe it's up his alley, but I'll stick with Trident Plus, you know?
Stops Green Sun Zenith for Rex Age? Yeah, but... Yeah. Wrong matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, Torpor Orb's an interesting one. You wouldn't get the trigger off of Baleful Strix. You wouldn't get the trigger off of Stoneforge. You wouldn't get the trigger off of Snapcaster.
The only thing is, like, it makes K-Commands a lot better in this matchup.
It does, yeah.
Because K-Commands are kind of a slow, recurring engine in this matchup.
Yeah. And
you kind of give them some value in a different way. You give them a discard, destroy artifact value, and make it a good 2-for-1.
Sure.
So I'm not a fan of that. How many players tonight? I don't know.
Looks like 10.
No, we have more than 10. Don't tell them 10.
More than 10?
If we had 10 players, we wouldn't tell them it was 10 because it's too embarrassing. I don't know. My numbers seem to not be updating. But I know we have a good meta tonight. See what I did there? I think it's a great question you asked. I can tell you this. I know we have a good meta for tonight. Some exciting legacy action.
Well, we know we've got Remy Antez. We've got Kyre, who we haven't seen yet on Nick's Fit. We've got...
Yeah, he's on Nick Fit, not Nick's Fit.
Nick Fit?
God. No, he's on Nick's Fit. So.
Ingenuity. Thanks for the cheer.
Hey, look, wait a minute. They can see our feet. Dude, what is going on? Look. What is that?
What is what?
Oh, never mind. I'm an idiot. I thought it was like a window to another world. I thought we had found the upside down and like the Demogorgon was just hiding right there. Oh, man. We actually have a Lance player. Oh, yeah. So he's new. So I haven't met him yet. There's some more people on that list. That list is obviously incomplete because it's less than 5 people in the tournament. Yeah.
So, any cards that you're interested in for Legacy from the new set?
Yeah. So I honestly think Stifle Dreadnought's gonna be tier 1 because that blue-black.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I mean, just the obvious is Ass Trophy is gonna see play. I mean, it's just the truth. It's gonna see overplay and it's gonna see correct play. And then we'll be fine. So,
what do you think of that new Lost Legacy type effect that can hit lands.
I'm not a fan of it. I think it's too slow, first of all. I think
Sure.
most of the time...
I think it does have some bonuses to it. One, it's blue-black, which means it can pitch to force. Right?
Sure. Sure.
Two, it's able to deal with combos like Life from the Loam type shenanigans. It's able to deal with...
but 3 mana is a lot.
Yeah, 3 mana is a lot.
And it's like, do you want to be tapping out on 3 mana against a lot of those decks that do that, unless you're winning the game? So, like...
It's blue-black, but it could also be recoil.
So, like, this is the thing is, Lost Legacy didn't really see play because it sucked.
Yeah, of course.
And this card's way better than Lost Legacy. But the thing is, it's 3 mana, and it's... When you cast Choke and when you cast Blood Moon, you generally want to win the game when you do that.
Sure.
And when you cast those cards and you don't win, it feels real bad and you have a -1, and then it kind of gives you an avenue to losing because you just kind of wasted a turn. And that's the thing with that card is, I mean, are you going to board in, you know, against Storm, get their tendrils? Sure, I guess, right? But the thing is, like, they're going to Thoughtseize and they're going to duress you because they're trying to get your Force Wills and your Flusterstorms out.
Sure.
So, like, if you Brainstorm, hide it, or you draw it off the top, sure. So, I'm not really a fan of it in that matchup. Against lands, it's one of those things where the card Surgical Extraction is, like, really good. And it costs 0 mana. And the thing is, it does the same thing. And generally, they're going to want to be playing those cards, too. And the cards that you want to be against, you know, against them, you can Surgical the Loam, you can, you know, Surgical the Dark decks, but you have to deal with the token. So it's one of those things where, like, you could preemptively do it, but the problem with preemption is, what if they just grind you out with Punishing Fire and Grow Over the Burn Willows?
Sure, you know, I agree with that.
Or they just wasteland you in the ground with Tabernacle. I'm not a fan. I think it'll see a play as a 1-of maybe in the board. I could see it as a 1-of.
Okay.
I think people in Grixis Control will probably mess around with it.
Like, I'm sure you're not going to play a high number of it. And there's a strong argument to be made that having something along the lines of Surgical in your sideboard is much more versatile.
Yeah.
And much easier to play in the matchups that you want.
Especially because Reanimator and Dredge, I can't see myself cutting a Surgical for that card. And it kind of fits that 14th, 15th slot in the deck where, like, Ensnaring Bridge, Pithing Needle, like, and True Name see play in Grixis Control. Does it, like, find a spot in there? Maybe.
Maybe.
Will Death Shadow play it? No. What other blue black? Will Esper Stoneblade play it? I don't know. They just put, like, all the garbage in the world in Esper Stoneblade. So, you know, I don't know.
Unmoored Ego is the name of the card.
I'm not a fan. I'm just not. I'd rather play fresh-faced Recruit, to be quite honest. That card's terrible.
Fair enough. Any other cards that you think will see?
This card, actually.
They can't see our screen, so.
Vraska Gogori Grave Queen. And you probably think I'm kidding.
Okay.
Agrolome. And Nick Fit. I think this card can see playing. I know you heard it from me. I despise both those decks. I actually don't despise Agrolome, but I think this card could see play. I really do. In those colors, those decks kind of like, if you think about it, you can sacrifice some useless lands because you're loaming back, and that's some good card advantage. And then Vindicating isn't terrible.
Okay.
That may be the wrong one. I don't know. I mean, it's a card that may see play. You're asking if they may see play.
It's an interesting idea, and 4 mana is kind of that spot. They're already playing cards like 4 mana Garruk, and sometimes an Ajani in that spot. So and it's much more castable than, say, a Ajani. So it could see going up by +2 ain't bad. Yeah, exactly.
This card, I think, will see more play than people think. The Fine Broker, not maybe Legacy, but other formats. There's another card that I feel like could actually have a little bit of an impact that most people probably don't look at.
Well, I like the Goblin for goblins.
Yeah, It will.
Able to, I think that slides in very nicely into the slot that Sting Scourger occupies currently.
Yeah, for sure. I could see that. This guy right here. You're probably thinking I'm just out of my mind.
Underrealm Lich.
But like in those decks again, like...
Yeah, Goblin Emrakul Assassin. Yeah. But keep in mind, it does more than that, too. It also, it can act as a kill spell for, like, a Thought Knot Seer. It can act
No, I think
as
a card's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the green, the thing is, like, Loam's, like, runs through green and black. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You, like, your double black's, like, pretty pertinent pretty easily. Like, the card's going to be a 1 of an aggro Loam. It's just, like, it's in that Queen Marchesa slot right now. I mean, we're talking about, like, 4-color Loam's mana base being kind of rough. I mean, they're playing Queen Marchesa in a deck that runs, you know, Liliana of the Veil and, you know, Neither Reliquary.
Yeah.
So, for sure. But the thing is, it's just, like, the Planeswalker plan of aggro Loam is actually pretty good because, like, a lot of decks can't interact with Planeswalkers that have resolved. So that's why, like, adding another Planeswalker effect that gained you some relevance.
Sure.
Like, I'm not telling you here the card's going to, you know, but I think you're going to see it in the list. I think you're going to see it in the 75.
All right. Now, Underrealm Lich, you were saying you like that card.
I like that card too, and I think you're going to see that card see some play in some formats. I don't know exactly how. I don't know if Agrolum's maybe a deck that could try it out, but
I feel like Indestructible doesn't do as much in Legacy as it does in other formats.
Yeah. I'm just telling you, that's one of my predictions. I'm telling you my predictions. I'm trying to look at other ones. I'm trying to give you guys
hot takes.
Yeah, like Bug, but it's 5 mana. The 5 mana thing's an issue. Yeah.
Bug Fit won't run it. Yeah. What do you think about Etrata, the silencer?
Which one?
There.
Too much mana.
4 is just way too much.
It's like hella good in limited
Yeah.
now. Card's like insane in limited.
Yeah, it seems really good in limited. Seems really good, like possibly modern playable.
That's fair. Yeah, you're right. 5 mana Bob decks. Yeah, one of. You run Marchesa. I'm telling you, like these are like spicy one ofs that like they could try. Like,
I mean, you say that, but Bob's been played with much higher CMCs than 5 before.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see here.
I love those old Tombstalker Bob decks.
This card, I feel like, isn't going to be a legacy played card, but like, I don't like the card seems like pretty decent.
Charnel Troll.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we got people sitting down, so we'll have another round over here. And it looks like we've got Calvin back. We'll see who Calvin's playing against.
Pellet Collector is going to be really good in the standard.
Yeah, Pelt Collector seems pretty...
Nullhide Ferox is another card that will be good in standard.
Nullhide Ferox, yeah, that's an interesting one. Could see... I think in Modern, Balos still better as your anti-discard card.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big guy.
6/6 for 4, hexproof. I'm semi-hexproof. They can pay 2, but...
Yeah, it's menacing. The
Browbeat 2.0 we'll see play.
What do you mean? Can't you see Calvin shuffling?
Experiment 2 we'll see play.
Can you at least see the screen with them shuffling or Calvin sitting down shuffling?
FC Reaper, we've been having a lot of camera troubles today, so let us know.
It's like someone dropped a grenade and blew up everything.
Right now we're in the don't touch it mode.
Yeah, we're not messing with anything.
Yep. Acceptable risk.
I'm looking.
We're looking. Risk factor.
Where do you see risk factor?
Risk factor.
Yeah, that's just it. Yeah.
Yeah, risk factor is the name.
Yeah, I don't know. No, it's terrible. That card's terrible.
All those effects are terrible.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Anything
AC
that
box?
like
Pay 3 mana, time walk yourself? Sure. If you told me I have to pay 4 life for my opponent for me to get a time walk, you know what I say? I say sure.
So let's talk about those types of cards. Like the biggest problem with those types of cards is your opponent makes the decision, right? So they're always giving you the worst option.
Yeah.
Like you're not able to control what you get, so you're always getting the worst option. I had a friend back in the day, back when there's that 4 black time walk, where it's like you can pay half your life to stop this from happening, or they can get a time walk or something like that.
Yeah.
I forget the name of it, but like, and so he was all about that card. He was like, "Oh, this card's so awesome." My friend says, "Okay, I'm gonna play against you 20 games in a row, and I swear I will not lose to this card."
Yeah.
And he would just choose, whatever mode was best for him at the time, and lo and behold, he either paid 4 mana and got a time walk that didn't do anything else on the turn, or he paid half his life and his opponent got nothing. Like, it just never worked out in the way they wanted it. And this card is very similar to that, and it's never going to be what you want it to be.
Yeah, like I just think cards like Exquisite Firecraft are just strictly better.
Yeah. And Jumpstart on it is a little bit interesting because it means that you can have a little bit more play with it, and instant speed is also a little bit more interesting than the sorcery speed you'd see on like Browbeat, but
Sure.
It's not enough upside.
Yeah, I mean, Burn goes Hellbent pretty quickly.
Sure.
So like, yeah, you can like play it and draw a mountain, but like, I don't know.
Hiya Flare TCG.
I don't like negatives. This card's clearly a negative. Those are all cards that had their time in the sun, but they've kind of gone out.
Those are all cards that have a very different thing to them as well. Like, they're strictly card advantage. This is not strictly card advantage. This is card advantage if your opponent chooses to give it to you.
Well, like, is Blue-Red Delver run 1? Like, I think Blue-Red Delver runs 1. But like, do you want to play this card or do you want to play True Name in Blue-Red Delver?
I'd rather have True Name.
Yeah, that's the thing is, it's just like, it's not, I think you guys are looking at the effect too much. Like, you guys are probably saying, oh, that's the dumbest thing you ever said. But the thing is, it's 3 mana, and there's other stuff going on in your deck, and there's other things going around you. And, like, in a vacuum, this card, like, yeah, potentially, it's got potential. But the thing is, it's just, like, in the flow of a game, and when things aren't going perfectly as planned, and, there's various interactions, like, this card's not going to be the card you want to see.
All right, looks like we got the Grixis Mirror. Tim versus Calvin.
I mean, yeah, technically if they make you draw 3 and you draw 3 lightning bolts and you do 9 damage to them,
Sure.
What's experimental?
Experimental?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What card is that? I don't know. I haven't read any of these cards. Yeah, it's better, but it's like better than what?
Hey, it's Tim.
That's the issue I have with it. I don't know. Like, that's just not what I want to be doing with my life. I don't want to be asking people questions. Do you want to take 4 damage or draw 3 cards? I'd rather be like,
Sure,
hey, I'm going to painful truce myself.
Yeah, for
draw
sure.
3 cards, How about I take 3 and I draw 3? I'm fine with that.
All right, so Tim's got a Strix.
But don't they have to pay the mana for the jumpstart, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, it's 2 turns. Like, it's 2 turns, and it's just like, so basically, turns, if you do it like this, turns 2 and 3 and 4 presumably are 8 damage? Like...
Wouldn't you rather just play cards like
yeah.
Price of Progress or
yeah,
Forest, or
you
Flame
get him,
Rift,
Jorgensen.
or...
You go ham. That's a baleful Strix. After I him to Torok. By the way, if you didn't think this was hell already, this is Grixis Control Mirror. And bad news, we can't change it because I refuse to mess with the cameras because it's been crashing.
Yeah, we're stuck here. so
welcome.
You're stuck with this.
Welcome to Magic Hell. Oh.
All right, so Thoughtseize. Looking at Force of Will, Kolaghan's Command, Baleful Strix, and a Ponder.
Someone's going to get him too much. Someone's going to get Baleful Strix too much. Somebody's going to cast Kolaghan's Command more. Someone's going to resolve Snapcaster Mage. Eventually someone will like brainstorm 3 times with Jace and the game's going to be over. I don't know who it's going to be.
Is that Vexing Devil? Yeah, Vexing Devil's a good comparison.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could like sneak in.
You might see some of the new Rex Age, the 1 green white.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. I think for sure.
Yeah.
Do I want to be playing Boros or Dimir? I think I want to play Dimir. To be honest, I just want to open Planeswalker.
I was thinking like Boros or like Selesnya.
There's definitely like skill in this matchup. Like there's so many micro mistakes people make with these decks that like the idea like there's not mistakes. Like
oh yeah.
What I pay attention to in these matches not necessarily isn't what the main stock of cards being cast. It's how they're cast and how the lands are used. Like how fetches are utilized with cantrips. You know, when they cantrips,
yeah.
Like do they ever like take a bad card off a pawn, or are they able to fetch it away? Are they able to, brainstorm effectively? Are they able to Jace properly? I mean, this sounds strange, but like we watched an NCG final where the guy didn't use Jace right. So it's just one of those things where like these are all like little micro battles that happen, and it's just like this is what kind of makes the matchup interesting.
Sure.
Like eventually it gets into this grindy like of just card value, but somebody inevitably kind of trips up a little bit and overvalues a certain line, and usually the card that gets overvalued or is sometimes Force of Will bites you in the butt.
Yep.
Because you Force Will a good blue card and then they have a better threat. So
yeah, and it's very hard to swing back once a mistake has been made. It's very hard to get back in.
Here's the thing we're going to come back and we're going to look at. So Calvin's going to Force a Will Snapcaster.
Okay.
Mainly because the Thoughtseize. And Calvin removed Jace. Now in Calvin's mind is maybe he can't stop the Thoughtseize, so therefore I may as well just Force a Will the Jace anyways.
Sure.
Well, if that's true, why not just let the Thoughtseize resolve and let him have the Jace?
Yeah.
Because are those 2 other cards something better? And I can't imagine a card better than Jace the Mind Sculptor in this matchup.
He might be overvaluing Kolaghan's Command here.
Maybe. It's back to that value thing.
So he casts Kolaghan's Command. He's going to cast his own Strix.
On that turn, can he K-Command and then just remove the Baleful Strix instead of the Jace?
Yeah.
So why didn't he do that?
I don't know.
So this is what I'm talking about. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
This is where the matchup gets interesting. Because that play looked fine.
Yeah,
But the
for
thing
sure.
is, it also looked devastatingly bad. Because now that Jace isn't on the field.
Yeah, I'd much rather have a Jace on this board. The value is endless. That's awesome. I think I'm going to be at the pre-release tomorrow as well.
Okay.
Only a 2.
I still don't like it, though. Because you lost Jace. You lose Jace anyways, but now you have Force. And did Tim just resolve a Jace?
Yep.
So you could have forced the Jace if you kept the Baleful. Like, it's stuff like
Sure.
this.
Well, presumably if he doesn't force the Snapcaster, Jace gets taken anyway, correct?
Yeah, so why not just
So-
let it happen? It's like this fear of knowledge. Like, my opponent's going to find out what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, you know.
If Calvin can find another...
Are you sure about the K command? Because I thought he K commanded end of turn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, are you sure, HC Fox? If you tell me I'm wrong, I'll believe you 100%. But because I can't say for certainty, so. But like I kind of felt like he K commanded end of turn because then he untapped and played Baleful Strix. If you tell me I'm wrong, I'll take it. But I kind of feel like that's what the line was. Tim is hellbent. At this point,
so he has to plus, right?
Yeah.
Like I would plus
unless he drew a Baleful Strix, I guess.
Calvin has one card in hand. Like I would plus here.
Does he have a card in hand?
I believe he had a Fatal Push or something.
I don't think
that.
he does. Like he looks because
if he's hellbent, I would have probably plussed.
That's
okay,
why I actually may have plussed anyways.
Yeah. There's Lightning Bolt. Wouldn't have mattered. Well, actually, it would have mattered. If he pluses on Calvin...
Yeah, he puts it at the bottom.
Puts the bolt to the bottom.
Yeah. What has he got? Tim's got a response. Oh, Brainstorm. Tim doesn't have anything, though. I mean, this is a fool's errand here to brainstorm here. I don't like it. I would have saved my card, drawn it, and brainstormed and used the fetch. Now we're going to brainstorm block ourselves.
He knows what's on top, right? So
Yeah. So that could be a possibility, too. Okay, so he's just
doing that.
Okay, that's fine. That makes sense.
Drew a blue card. Brainstorm?
Kind of looks like it.
Another Strix, okay.
It's not terrible. Okay, so Calvin's got Force of Will. Does Calvin have a card in his hand?
I don't see one.
Well, yeah, they've stopped. Tim isn't drawn from Baleful Strix. Okay, there you go. What is saying Meyer?
All right.
Like K command?
K command would be good.
Okay. Sure. Those are good. Like you want to see your Baleful Strixes, ironically. Makes Jace a little awkward. Hymning of Badlands. I may have kept the hymn in my hand, actually. Save it so when Calvin draws Force of Will.
Sure.
He probably just Force of Wills the Baleful Strix. So I think...
If Tim had a follow-up that turn, I could see hymning.
Because then it was Brainstorm, the hymn would have been an extra card and we could have shuffled it away.
Sure.
Like Calvin either has Force of Will or most likely a land.
Right.
Like I'm not really interested
Calvin's
in trading.
not going to try to get into a position where he's got more than one card in hand.
I'm just not interested in trading one for once at this point. At this point, I want to be. Looks like Calvin's just scooping because the K command and the Snapcaster.
Sure.
It's kind of an unwinnable spot because then Tim can just make him discard and his.
So going back to that force probably was the game.
Yeah, I think so. I feel pretty confident about it. That I think because he did K command in a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he could have K command and got back Baleful Strix, Force of Willed.
Yeah.
And then played Jace. And then
and then we'd have a Jace versus Jace war, but like
Calvin drew more bolts, so he would have been able to deal with his Jace and in the end win.
Definitely.
So. Stridges? What are Stridges?
Is that like I think they mean Strix.
Isn't Pauper the format they make you play if you're in a mental hospital?
Pauper is such a weird format.
You know what's interesting? Speaking of Pauper, so you know the big changes to like the whole distribution in Amazon. Like the underlying basis of it is it's not going to really affect LGSs that much, and just people are mischaracterizing it grossly. And the people who are most up in arms about it are kind of the online retailers and people like that Professor guy who are sponsored by Card Kingdom and that Rudy guy. But the truth is, like, yeah, it hurts them the most because then, like, Amazon's undercutting them.
Yeah.
But, like, they've been undercutting the local game stores, like, forever. So it's just, like, one of those things where, like, I think it's going to be fine. But, like, it's kind of interesting how, like, the economics of it to the point where they're trying to characterize Amazon and Wizards as the bad guy when it's really not, you know.
I think Brian wrote a blog on that.
Yeah, he said something similar to it. He basically said that it wasn't gonna. His point of view was it wasn't gonna affect LGSs, and that and another person had a good point that if it affects your LGS that much, then you probably aren't diversifying enough.
Sure.
So like in the end, like it's whatever.
Not sure why Grixis Jammy Jams hasn't rediscovered the lessons of pre-ban check. Play non-blues.
Chandra was only played in whatever that dumb deck was. The one that the only guy you can play is online because of the card shuffler. What's that stupid deck? It's punishing Whackface. Is that what it's called? It's called Punishing Deck.
Punishing Deck.
Punishing Thieves or whatever.
Punishing Thieves.
Role-playing Thieves.
Greatest thieves of the multiverse.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I don't like that deck at all. No, it didn't. It saw it play in the Punishing Thieves deck. I didn't see that play in Chandrala's. I would say less than 5%. The word decent implies probably at least 30%. And I'm not willing to give you grounds of 30% or more. I'll give you 5%. You can take it or leave it. People are not playing Chandra that much. For sure. This does kind of unfortunate that we have like one game and we're like stuck in this one.
Oh yeah. But it is what it is.
This legendary Planeswalker Ral Dogalog is terrible.
Ral, Caller of Storms.
He costs 6 mana to draw a card.
Isn't that the like the dual deck one?
Oh, is it? Is he meant to be terrible then?
I think there's the other one that's a
What's the
little
other
bit better.
one? I need to open that one.
Ral, is it Viceroy?
Okay. 5 mana. Look at the top 2 cards. Put one of them in your hand and on your graveyard. Okay. Sure. Sounds like deal damage to our creature equal number of its number and sister. Alright.
And an emblem that you'll probably never get to.
Good limited card. So.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing, Chandra Torch of Defiance is ridiculous. I ended up figuring that out in the Legacy Cube. That basically, I just played mono green every time and started splashing for her. And like I just played her on like turn 3 or turn. It was just insane.
Chandra is a very good planeswalker.
There was one turn where I had a turn 4 where I played Chandra, Garruk, the 5-drop, Wildspeaker, and then it was Wildspeaker, right? 5-drop?
No.
Whatever. 5-drop
Garruk.
guy who makes 3/3 beasts and draws cards.
Garruk.
I played him, that, Nisa, and Chandra. And like, what is your opponent gonna do in Legacy Cube when you do that? It was like cry. I think he like played like the next turn he played like Kira. And I was like, sure. I'll make a 4/4, make a 3/3, and deal 2 damage to you. Cancer balance. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how people like have been viewing the format. Like Ari Lax came out and said that the format's basically kind of what HC Fox said. I don't think he's wrong. And people like pretty much stoned him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if the format's unhealthy, but there definitely is a lot of those cards in the format.
I want to know where all those idiots are. And when I mean idiots who are saying like, we're back in 2010. We're back in 2011. Like, I want to know where they are. Like, where are all those people who are like running around slinging about how we're in the golden age of Legacy again? Yeah,
they're back in 2010.
Yeah, maybe. Stay there, please. Yeah, go buy a house in 2007 with like 120% loan to value, please. But like, I mean, the format's just kind of. It sounds weird. The format's kind of boring.
Yeah. Well,
Miracles is a boring deck.
the top tier is boring, right?
Grixis
Like,
Control's a boring deck. It was pretty neat that we got to see the creation of Death Shadow. Like, that was neat that deck kind of punched through.
yeah. So there's a hand.
What the hell?
Double Blood Moon, Pyroblast, Island, 2 fetches, and a Ponder. Okay.
What do you take here, Ponder?
Yeah, probably. Depends on your hand. Does Calvin usually was running a bit more basics than...
You should be running 4. Everyone just playing Grixis Control should be running 4 basics.
So this Blood Moon shouldn't really hurt too much.
Calvin's constructing a line where he can set up his mana base and he can play through Blood Moon. And he's trying to do it within 3 turns.
Yeah. So Calvin's got 2 more turns to set up his mana base and prepare for Blood Moon. And, yeah, takes Ponder.
Yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying, HC Fox. Like, in a value world, like, it's not a bad play. But if Calvin can set up his mana base and he can play 2 basics, Island and Swamp, and then have the Underground Sea become a Volk, he's actually in a really good position. And then we blank 2 of Tim's cards, and we basically just him to Torak Tim, because the Blood Moons don't do anything. Like, I get your play. I don't mind it. I prefer taking the Ponder, because I think Calvin can construct a mana base with his basics. Keep in mind, Blood Moon affects Tim too. They're the same deck.
Sure.
So, like, the same... Tim has Volk, which is basically Mountain anyways. But if Tim showed polluted, only 1 polluted Delta, so Tim's going to have the kind of the looking for double black and double blue problem too. But I'm okay with saying, Tim, you're going to have 2 less cards than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
I like this. If I'm Calvin, I'm okay with this Pyroblast on the Strix.
Oh, definitely.
It protects my Force of Will. Because I may Force of Will this Blood... I may have to Force of Will Blood Moon if I need to set up my mana more. I guarantee you, what Tim's pondering for right now is a black basic. There's just nothing else he wants to be saying. Because the Blood Moon... I mean, if Calvin can't establish his mana base, he's going to win.
Right. Well, Tim's hand really didn't have much going on once that Ponder got taken away, so he needs a lot of things. He needs to be able to start setting up his own game plan as well. And it looks like he missed on a land.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. Like, Thoughtseize may not be the greatest, actually, because it's just a 1-for-1, and they're going to draw out of it. So Tim missing a land. He has a Blue Delta in hand. Is that Blue Delta?
Yeah. Interesting.
No, Calvin went first.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
The old fakeroo missing the land draw.
You're right. You're right.
I do that sometimes when I play Weather Wayfarer. This isn't 2008, though.
I hear land tax is a good card.
I like that. I think Calvin's in a fantastic position. These Blood Moons are borderline mediocre. They're going to be put in the same situation. Tim's got 2, though.
Well, and this almost fixes Calvin here. Gives him a red source.
Absolutely. It gets him off a double blue and double black.
Sure.
Which could be problematic. And it's certainly not good. But, you know, it's not, you know... Yeah. But it's going to be harder to brainstorm with fetches turned off. It just is.
Yep.
And Tim's just got to commit to this Blood Moon. In the position he's in and the way he's playing is he's basically saying, I'm going to counter everything and cast Blood Moon, and there's just nothing else to be said.
Yeah, here comes Blood Moon. Calvin says, sure.
Your shuffle effects are going to come through brainstorming and pondering the same turn, which isn't really 1 turn too late. If that is a turn sooner, Calvin probably can run away with this.
Sure. Just having that second,
absolutely.
Second source.
Yeah. Good. So, I mean,
so now seems like a race for the second basic.
So race for the second basic, because Snapcaster doesn't really do a lot.
Sure.
Like, your Snapcaster is just going to be able to Pyroblast again. So you're absolutely right. This game is going to be Gurmag and Baleful Streaks are both online though.
Yeah. Fox, you dislike that rep.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it in that position from Calvin. Like, I agree with you. I think it... I would rather Red Blast the Ponder than the Brainstorm, though. Because the Brainstorm's going to lock you for 2 turns.
Sure.
The Ponder can shuffle. So, I mean, maybe in this point, maybe he's thinking because he can't shuffle the deck. Yeah, you're right. Like, I think you're right. Because we've even talked about that, like, right now, the second basic's the thing. But I think you're right. But... You know, at the same time, him having Brainstorm and Ponder, I probably keep it the more I think about it. I liked Tim's Pyroblast earlier, though, because I think he was basically just setting up his Blood Moon play.
Here comes a Gurmag.
Tim's got 2 Pyroblasts in hand.
2 Pyroblasts and a Gurmag.
Oh, no, that's a graveyard. That's a graveyard, yeah. Interesting.
Down comes Gurmag. Calvin didn't have a counter for it.
Remember, Baleful Streaks is still alive.
Lots of outs.
There's the double black.
Ooh, okay.
Now, double black may not be that great here. Liliana Last Flip's obviously going to be really good. Him to Turok, not so much. Calvin may just jam a lot of cards in his hand and not have a lot of stuff to do. So he may have some dead cards in his hand.
Currently a 3-turn clock.
I don't think if Calvin can't find a Baleful Streaks, this game's over. It's as simple as that. Ponder. Now he's got to find... Now it's just almost impossible.
It's like Colgan's Command? Colgan's Command could buy you...
But he can't cast Colgan's this turn. He needs to cast it this turn because he's going to take 5... And he would have to Colgan's Command Snapcaster.
Yeah.
He has a Lightning Bolt in hand, so the Snapcaster block on the Gurmag is at play. I believe at that point that is what you have to do.
Wouldn't you just Colgan's...
Can't kill the yeah, you would do that.
Yeah.
That's way better. Yeah. Calvin's... And he has the mana to do it. He has Swamp...
Yeah.
Mountain. Yeah, I think his only play right now is to go Colgan's Command. Yeah. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
You have to take the Colgan's Command. Your fetches are turned off. You can't shuffle your deck. You can't. There's not a better draw right now.
Looks like he's shuffling.
The only better draw I can think of is him drawing Gurmag Angler. That's the only one I can think of. I'm not a fan of going to 1 in this situation in a deck that runs K commands and Lightning Bolt.
Sure.
I want to stay at 6. I think I keep that K command. You get to have that Snapcaster.
Yeah. What do you draw? Can't tell. It looked like a land.
No reason to play that land.
Top deck's Bitter Blossom. Bitter Blossom would be a horrible top deck. All right, down to 1.
Down to 1. And it's
Living
over.
on the edge.
And I think this is just about over.
Yeah, here comes Liliana.
Double black, Liliana.
So it looks like Tim's Blood Moon is going to work out this game. Calvin going to ponder and get bolted in response.
Flusterstorm.
No blue. All right, so Tim takes that one.
That's it, right? Calvin turn 1 Thoughtseizedom?
Yeah.
I mean, interesting. That was a check pile strategy that we saw at the very end of Blood Moon coming out of the board, and we see it from Tim.
Sure.
Running 4 basics. I liked it. It did really good.
Dex ran a lot less basics back from the check pile days, though, so it's a bit more...
The only danger is, if you've got the Gurmag or you've got the double basics and you can play those threats, you're probably going to win the game. But if your opponent does it first, then you're probably not going to win the game.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Interesting. Liliana's defeat. The 3 Blast, Blood Moon, and Liliana's defeat. Liliana's defeat obviously kills Liliana, kills, you know.
That would be an answer to a Gurmag.
Anyone has good knees and willing to sell them? I may from tonight's archery extreme fight session. I'm bruised all over. You're a weenie. Seriously. Hey,
good knees? No, I'm a skier. I don't have good knees.
Is basic snipping with Assassin's Trophy and...
Basic sniping?
No, it's not. I just don't think it is. The best target for Assassin's Trophy is Jace in that matchup.
Yeah, basic sniping's not that great. Like,
they run 4. I just not. If somebody ass trophied my basic or my land, I got a basic, I would just start laughing.
Yeah,
I would literally start laughing. I would text the president and say, "Mr. President, guess what this guy just did? He destroyed my basic with ass trophy, and when I got a new one, and he would tell me, Terry, what a big loser," and I would say, "I know."
Do you think that ass trophy gets Jund back into the consideration at all as a deck that's playable?
No.
No.
What? Why isn't Jund playable right now?
That's a good question.
It's ass trophy. Let me ask you this: does Pyroblast make any deck better than other decks? It does, but it doesn't in a minor way. A lot of those other decks can lean on other cards from that, but like the card is a version of Pyroblast that's a little weaker. That's the thing.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
It's on the power level of Pyroblast, but the problem with the Ass Trophy is it doesn't interact with the stack, and Pyroblast does.
Sure. Yeah,
so the problem with Ass Trophy is like you're not really getting as good a value as you think you are. So if
believe me,
because if you Jace, let's say I Jace, let's say you and I are playing, and
okay.
I Jace.
You Jace.
I'm a good Jace player, and I'm probably gonna brainstorm.
Sure.
You're playing, brainstorm. You're running Ass Trophy, it's gonna die anyways.
Yeah.
I brainstorm. You got some good cards. You Ass Trophy it.
Okay.
You got a basic.
Yeah.
Drew a brainstorm of Jace, got a 1. Got a basic. You Ass Trophy my Jace.
And you shuffle.
And it's just one of those things where like in the end you're not really ahead.
Sure.
You just killed Jace, so you're not going to lose to a Jace, which is very valuable. Which is very, very, very valuable. And it's probably better than Maelstrom Pulse, but it's one of those things where like it also is bad when you Abrupt Decay, or not when you Ass Trophy something, when you wish you were Abrupt Decaying it and they daze it. Like if you so.
Yeah, you do have to look at the situations where Abrupt Decay would be just better in Legacy at least.
Yeah, I don't know.
In Modern, it has a lot more application with decks like Tron running around, where you were able to take them off of Tron before they get up to 7 mana on 2 and 3. But,
yeah.
But in Legacy, if you're going after things that cost 3 or less anyway, then it's not going to matter, because you'd rather have Abrupt Decay. So, like, say they play a Chalice and you want to get rid of that, you'd rather have an Abrupt Decay.
Yeah.
If they're playing something like Thought-Knot Seer, yeah, you do get to kill like their Thought-Knot Seer or something like that, but they still get value.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not in love with the card. It doesn't make me want to play Bug, that's for sure. Like, Termaglyph sucks.
Yeah. Well, we've come a long way since Termaglyph was the top.
The only times I've ever lost a Termaglyph is when I have like 5 cards in my hand and they're hellbent. And I'm just like, oh, like I wish if any of these cards were the card I was looking for, I probably would win.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so it's like, yeah, it's like a threat, but like, and it kills you, and it's decent in that way. But the thing is, it's just like green is Termaglyph colors, it's Abrupt Decay colors, it's Sylvan Library, and it's Ass Trophy, and it's Golgari Charm too. I'm trying to think what else it is. I don't want to say Light from the Loam because then we're getting into different dynamics.
Yeah.
But because that it is right.
Sure. The problem with Goyf is that Goyf plus Last Hope is less than
True. It's very true.
Snapcaster and Kickman. Yeah.
Problem with Goyf is it dies to everything under the sun. It dies to Fatal Push, it dies to Abrupt Decay, it dies to Swords of Plowshare. You know, it just does.
Yeah.
It dies to Baleful Strix.
Sure.
You know, Agrolome probably is. I think Agrolome is probably going to have its power level shifted a little bit from a lot of these changes, and Astrophy being one of them. Because playing a Jace against Agrolome, like just being able to plus 2 it, getting it out of punishing fire range, just runs away with the game. You know, to me, Captain QC and AC Fox are the same person. So like, whenever they're talking together, I'm like, get off your other account, dude. Like Goyf is like just a better version of Rock's Warmonk. Let's be real.
I don't know. Rock's Warmonk's
as
lifelink.
As lifelink.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are trying to convince me that Burn's gonna be a new thing because that card. So we're just gonna have to go back to Rock's Warmonks. Yeah, how do you kill Rock's Warmonks when you got bolts? And you don't, you just lose. I'll just offer the handshake after I cast Rock's Warmonk.
QC says I don't have even 5% Fox's creativity.
I would have played Blueback Reanimator today, Captain QC. I actually was gonna play your deck tonight, but I streamed instead. So maybe next time I play, I'm gonna try to play Blueback Reanimator. I'm being serious. I told Captain Q. I can't even remember who I told. I told somebody I'd play one of their dumb decks, and I mean to keep my word on it. And to me, I think it was HC Fox, and I thought it was Captain QC. So I'm not. To me, it's just the same person. So I think the best part about it is I'm gonna play Captain QC's deck for HC Fox.
There you go.
So I hope you know that, you two, which makes
Reanimonster.
I'm gonna change our threat package though. I don't want to play green. We're gonna go straight blue-black.
So what threat package are you gonna run?
I'm gonna run 1 Inkwell Leviathan. I'm gonna run Gristlebrand. I'm gonna run 1 Iona. I think I want to run the stupid. I think I'm gonna run 1 Chancellor, and then I'm gonna run either.
Inkwell better than Archetype?
I don't know. I just want to play with Inkwell Leviathan.
All right. There's a lot to be said about his 7-11 Island Walker.
Yeah, I mean he's good. Doesn't he fly?
He's Shroud.
Shroud.
And possibly Trample? I don't know.
Yeah. The problem with Scarab God is too big.
Inkwell is a thing of the past.
Oh, it dies to Baleful Strix. Does it die to Baleful Strix? Pull up Inkwell Leviathan.
Likely they have an island in play if they have Strix.
Yeah, duh. Yeah, what are you talking? Yeah. Yeah, good job, HG Fox. I think it's good. Is Endurance better, though? But Endurance dies to Baleful Strix, right? Okay, duh. Okay, duh. Okay, duh. That makes sense. I don't want. Okay, duh. Now you're playing a Tezzeret deck. Pull up Endurance. Don't understand this card. I also don't like that it's green. I hate green cards. Yeah, I think Inkwell's better.
Who doesn't like winning more?
Let's be real. Like, if I play Gristlebrand and draw 7, I'm expecting my opponent to concede. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Get out of here. The only person who play it out is me because I figured out that there's ways you can win, but I don't know. I don't like Archetype of Endurance. Maybe because it's got this stupid border. It's an uncommon too. This card's just stupid. Can we play Inkwell Leviathan? Can we just play Sphinx of the Steel-In?
There
I
you
really
go.
play Sphinx of the Steel-In. How does Burn beat us if we have Sphinx of the Steel-In?
Should play
was Gristlebrand as lifelink though.
Spirit of the Night for the old school.
Oh yeah. Sphinx of the Steel-In's terrible because against all the super aggro decks you just get Gristlebrand.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't even play Sphinx anymore. Screw Gristlebrand, dude. I liked it when we used to get Iona and Eatonville. Now we gotta get Gristlebrand every time. We just have to get Gristlebrand like every time.
Gristlebrand's a really strong magic.
We get to get Iona sometimes, though.
True. Caracas in opening hand, yeah. Magister Sphinx.
Yeah, sure. Let's just play Shrinks of the War Isle instead. We'll just scry every turn. Just try to find.
Yeah, I like looking at the top card of my library.
Yeah. Just look at it. What's this? What's this? Same card.
Yep. The best is when you're behind and they're dealing with it, and you're like, all right, I'm going to check that top card about 4 more times, and then let go.
Ashy Riders.
Dragon Lord Silumgar.
No. No.
I think you'd rather have like a Grave Titan or something like that.
Yeah, Grave Titan's probably fine.
Grave Titan surprisingly wins a ton of matchups on its own. Just slam a Grave Titan. Left Reanimator for Ant.
No. I like... No, stop pulling up these weirdo dragons. Freaking, what's his name, gets around Strix. Yeah, we're worried about a TNN. Don't they board their TNNs out against us unless they don't have enough blue? Unless they don't have anything else to board out and they need to keep it in as a blue card?
I don't think you should be too worried about TNN if you've got a 7/7 lifelink flyer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Collective Brutality is one hell of a card, though.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, Blue-Black Reanimator is, you know, just like banana nuts people.
Only way to sack with Chalice on one.
Why do you run only 2 show and tells? Also, can we run the 1 of Dark Ritual? I want to run a 1 of Dark Ritual, Captain QC. Can we do a 1 of Dark Ritual?
I could get behind that.
Just draw it.
1 of Dark Ritual.
Dark Ritual.
Yeah.
Tomb Reanimate.
Entomb, Reanimate.
I hate this delay. I have to wait. I want to run 1. I don't want to. You said Dark Ritz. I want you to understand. I want to run 1. I don't want to run Dark Ritz. I want to run a Dark Rit.
Which Dark Rit art are you going for?
I actually, man, it's like hard. I kind of like the one where the dude's like, the hands like, but
out of like the
Urza Saga or whatever.
Yeah.
I kind of like that one.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I like the Mirage one. It's kind of got like the guy with 2 hands.
Yeah,
like,
that's a good one.
Kind of spirity.
I don't think you guys understand. I just want to run 1. And before you tell me it's bad, it won a GP in 2010, so it's obviously good. I want to know how many times he cast the Dark Ritual.
We all know we're already back in 2010.
Yeah.
So.
Cast the Dark Ritual.
Turn 1 on the draw, pass back. Gristle and Dreadnought.
How do you have with Reanimate? Oh, okay. Why'd you have Dreadnought? How'd you have Dreadnought? I ever had with Reanimator was versus lands. You were playing Dreadnought and Reanimator? What the hell? Do you really just put Dreadnought in every single deck? You like Dreadnought and D&T?
Gristle drawing petals is fun.
It's fund. It's like a fund. It's like a trust fund.
It's
like
money in the bank.
It's like, yeah, as he's saying. It's like he's creating his own fund.
I'd donate to that.
I wouldn't. I don't care. Lotus Petal and Gristlebrand, I care less about them. Whenever I see people playing with Gristlebrand, I hope they mulligan to 2. Trust me, whenever I surgical dredge players, I laugh. Yeah, one Dark Ritual. Again. I just want to play one. I don't know why we're going ham. No, they're not heroes. They're the bad guys. Here. Let's take a... I mean, like... Here, let's see here. Oh, GP Madrid. Some European legacy. I think I would... I wish I could play it. Oh, dude, look. He... Look at that Shannon Planeswalker. Saito is playing Storm. Okay, here's our list. Oh, that's next level blue. Roxor Monk, Noble Higher, Tormagoy, Trigon Predator. That's a deck. That is a deck. Okay, guys, here we go. Let's start with this shell and go for here. This is what I came up in my lab. Where's the thing?
For Mystical Tutor.
Okay, this is what I came up with. Oh, that's what I came up in the lab. Can you fix that? Do we have to snip it or something?
Let's see what we can do to get this up.
Guys, I went to the lab.
Oh, you got rid of the tab. All right.
Okay, it's right there. 1 second. We can run 3 days. We're about to go to the lab. Oh, go to Word first.
Oh, yeah.
Let's cut in Word. I hope you guys are getting excited. I like how Calvin's played Hearthstone on the. We like can't.
Yeah.
We can't like leave the stream because Mistina. Okay, that's good. Whatever. It doesn't need to look pretty. Oh, we're getting about. I hear the legacy going up, but as it goes up, did you? I don't think. No, I didn't. I don't think you copied it.
Thought I did.
It's just gonna get mad at us because it doesn't want us to share. Oh my gosh. Whatever. Okay. Ready? I'll just read the list. It's got 4 Mystical Tutors, 4 Brainstorm, 4 Entomb, 4 Force Will, 4 Days, 1 Echoing Truth, 1 Dark Ritual, 2 Thoughtseize, 1 Show and Tell, 4 Careful Study, 4 Reanimate, and 4 Exhume. And 7 creatures of your choice.
Good old Blazing Archon. Sphinx of the Steel, an Imperial Archangel.
Oh, is Mystical Tutor banned?
Yeah, Mystical Tutor is banned.
Oh, really?
That's why I was saying Mystical Tutor. It's alright. Personal Tutor is not banned, and that's the sorcery speed Mystical
I didn't
Tutor.
realize the Mystical Tutor. I was always wondering why Storm didn't run it, and I was like, okay. For Ponder, right? Just place Mystical Tutor Ponder. Wait a minute.
Why not?
Blue-Black Reanimator is not good because we don't have Mystical Tutor. I'm done. I'm glad someone told me Mystical Tutor was banned because I didn't realize that Mystical Tutor was banned. Okay, I'm done with this deck. I'm off this deck. I'll play something. I'll play Stifle Knot before I play this deck. I just thought everyone was drunk and they're like, why aren't they playing Mystical Tutor?
Unban Mystical Tutor.
It's a -1.
There you go.
No problem. You know.
Unban Mystical Tutor. Problem solved. Alright, so we've got... Is this Tim versus... No.
That's Tim, right? Well, Tim's using his mat finally? Mystery guy. I don't know who this is.
Tim versus Trevor?
No, he's not the lens player. Trevor's the one who's the question mark. We're going to find out real quick. Damn it. You know what's funny, dude? I would have played Mystical Tutor. I would have went and bought Mystical Tutors and played it and tonight.
And you'd be like, why is this card so cheap?
And then and so I probably would, the best part is I probably would have played somebody who's like didn't really know Legacy that well round 1.
Mm-hmm.
Just like crushed him, played Calvin, and Calvin probably would have been a little bit oblivious. And I would have played something and be like, what? Wait a minute. Glad somebody told me a Mystical Tutor is banned. That makes sense why the deck's not as good now. Like, I get it now. Ponder's not Mystical Tutor.
Unbanned Bizarre Legacy Bear Place. No.
Yeah.
Do you want more dredge? Because that's how you get more dredge. Do something cool or die.
Is Bizarre discard first or is it draw first?
It's draw first. Draw 2, discard 3.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool Lotus.
Interesting.
Playmat.
That's a good point about that. I can see that. That makes sense. Because I always thought that the blue-black reanimator boarding into show and tell was like the worst kept secret. But like, if they just can't deal, I mean, like if they just draw the graveyard stuff, like you just beat them.
Yeah.
So like that's why I was always kind of curious. But I kind of like that. I like the pack rat. When I saw your list, I was like, yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah, pack rat's kind of spicy.
So I was like a little devastated we can't run Mystical Tutor. I just thought you guys were all like drunk and just thought Ponder was better than Mystical Tutor, and I was just like, heh heh. I'm sad now.
I know you guys can't see it, but he really is.
Yeah. I'm just like sad. It's just like, oh, these guys, like, why aren't they playing Mystical Tutor?
I see a chalice.
Put his name up there. Trevor. Oh, he's playing. He's playing Big Red. He's playing Dragon Stompy.
Okay.
In all fairness, Delver decks play True Name on 3 all the time. Yeah, we're calling it Dragon Stompy.
Yeah, we are.
No dragons.
Yet.
Isn't okay. What is Volrath Shapeshifter? Look up Volrath Shapeshifter.
It's a graveyard clone effect.
That card looks gross. I don't like that. That card's terrible. What? Why are you trying to make us play this card? Like, Pack Rat's to get around graveyard stuff, though. Like, this card doesn't do what Pack Rat does.
Alright, here comes a Magus of the Moon.
Tim's gonna have the
Just fatal push, right? Like,
no,
touch up
just,
a swamp, fatal push.
He's got swamp. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, now
He's
you're
got
fine.
blue and black.
Like, can you imagine if you draw K Command and you draw like Underground Sea, draw K Command,
Yeah.
you get to kill Magus and kill Chalice?
Sure.
I'm like super cool with that. Hell, I may even just kill the Chromox.
What's under Chromox?
Something.
I don't know what that card is. Yeah, I think if you're Tim, you're in a pretty happy position with 2 basics here.
Yeah, but it's 5 mana. That's a lot of mana.
Yeah. Tries to fail push, gets countered by the Chalice. Chalice check denied.
I miss.
Arcane Artisan does suck.
I think it's too. I think it's too slow in the deck. Yeah. I don't know what that card is.
I have no idea. Alright, here comes your K command.
Yeah.
Blow up your Chalice and blow up your Magus.
2 for 1. I secretly would have killed the Chromox. Oh man, I would have been a
Second
genius.
follow-up.
I would have been a genius. Would have been a genius.
No land as well.
I would have
so
been a
yeah,
genius.
yeah.
Ah,
That would have been the play.
I like it because he's struggling on land, and also you kill a Chromox. He's even worse off on land. You know. I have time to do stuff and find a Snapcaster to kill this, to recur the kill. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, and you could get like hymns and stuff to wreck their hand. You know, there's no lands.
I'm not in a rush. You're not in a rush. You can keep that chalice.
Your
Yeah,
king's
I
a
got
Gurmag.
Gurmag too. I don't need. You keep the chalice, right? He's got an empty chalice in hand too, and he's got one mana. I like my play. See, he look at these plays. Yo, that's
Blood
fine.
Moon, that's fine.
That's fine. We're all honky dory.
In for 5.
He's hell bent.
Fourth
His
turn
best
clock.
straw right now is Mountain, because then he can play or Ensnaring Bridge.
Ensnaring Bridge, yeah.
Mountain's not bad because if he draws a Planeswalker, but he's still got to deal with this Gurmag.
2 turns to do it.
Tim didn't even fetch a response to the Blood Moon. He should have gotten his 2 basics.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that. I was wondering if he didn't have a land in hand at the time and just wanted to have access to all 3 colors.
Yeah, but he had Volk. So
Okay.
like he definitely. I mean, you draw it too. There's no way you don't.
There's Chandra.
Oh, it's like this was foretold.
So Chandra
Just in a bad spot. And in all
pluses
honesty,
for no value?
yes.
Well, I guess it buys you a turn, right? Like
It buys you a turn. You're trying to find Karn, or you're trying to find.
exiles them out.
Yeah, okay, that may have done enough because, I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's tough because like you want to put him to 5, but Chandra gives him another turn.
Sure. I think you do have to attack Chandra.
I just want you to know though, if we killed the Chromox, he could.
Oh, if he
never
has
cast
Bolt,
again.
Snap, Bolt, then
Yeah.
this is fine. Wait, Chalice countering the Bolt.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Okay.
Come on, Tim. Oh my gosh, unbelievable.
Kill Chandra.
Just throwing cards away, not fetching response to Blood Moons. Throwing cards away. Here comes Karn. Karn's gonna make a guy.
Karn's actually pretty good here.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's
Trinisphere. Okay.
gonna give himself 2 turns. We drew Ensnaring Bridge. I hope his next card's Ensnaring Bridge. Whatever.
So
Well,
this seems like a matchup that's gotten a lot better for Grixis since
everybody's
Death Right.
playing basics, and everyone's
Yeah.
trying to fight back to basics, and unfortunately, that means they're just better against Blood Moon.
Right.
And the problem with these Blood Moon decks is you go all in, and then like you end up just you play 2 Chromoxes, and Chromox is a -1,
Sure.
and then so it's just you're losing the value matchup very badly. Hey, dude, Kevin QC's like stealing my like whole rhetoric about the whole ass trophy thing. Yeah, the FBI investigate you.
Yeah. Can't really beat Jammy Jams.
The Jammy Jams wouldn't exist if Death Red Shaman wasn't banned. Yes.
So if you're Trevor, what do you want to see? You want to see like a turn 1 Blood Moon?
You want to see a turn 1 Blood when your opponent's just not have basics.
And yeah.
Or maybe a turn 1 Rabble Master.
Yeah, Rabble Master could be a good turn 1.
Yeah, but it was like different. It was like different. No, it was like different. It was like a little bit more intensive. No, it was different. This Grixis control deck is like, there's like a lot of more drool involved. Like, because you just like do your things. You just like, 2 mana, Hammer Baleful Strikes. At least like check pile, like, it lived on the edge more. It only ran 2 basics. Some versions ran 0 basics. It didn't play Gurmag. It just like I think the deck was like a better deck, obviously, but like I think the deck would like lose. Yeah. No, but like it's because the format's changed. You have this like monotonous crawl of just like here's this, here's this, like here's this. Like Deathred Shaman could fight Snapcaster Mage too. Keep that in mind. People forget about that. So I find Check Pile. I thought Check Pile was a lot more skill intensive deck than Grixis Control is. And you're right, it's very similar, but I just think the way the format was and things like that.
I'd believe it.
Yeah. Remember, mid-range Bug was better than Grixis Control last format, too.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't
That's
think
a deck
so.
that you really don't see too much of anymore. Like, all the Bug variants have just kind of gone away.
Yeah.
Leovold's just not really played anymore.
I don't know. I think I agree with you, but like I like want to see Grixis Control. And like when I played USA Dollar and I saw Grixis Control the GP, I was like stoked because like I'm like I know what this deck's gonna do. There's no mystery. Like I'm just gonna I'm gonna keep if he wants to play around Daze, cool. He can't play around Spell Pierce too.
Sure.
You know? I'm just gonna shuffle away my Dazes. You know? The deck's just boring. Like it's just that's the issue with the deck. Like we've seen Grixis Control players make mistakes too. That's the thing is just like any deck can make a mistake. I mean, like there's no deck that really is just like the typical mid-range tap-out deck that Standard Jund once was. I mean, yeah, I mean, you want to go Hymn to Torok, you want to go Cooligan's Command, you want to go Jace. Like, yeah, but the thing is just like
I'd actually argue the closest thing to that type of a deck is this kind of Dragon Stompy type deck.
I don't think so.
A tap out.
I think the closest thing, well, yeah, but Grixis Control taps out most of the time. You don't hold up counter magic because you don't have any.
Sure.
You have Force of Will. Like I actually think Grixis Control is the closest.
I think the bigger thing is creatures have become a lot better. Like creatures are a lot better than spells. Like spells have been better in the past, and now it's a lot more like trending the other way.
Well, I guess, but like in what regard? Like True Name,
like in terms of like where they're trying to push.
Well, like
boundaries.
the Stoneblade True Name decks aren't even like really taking over.
Yeah, yeah.
Manifest Destiny. Cruise fit. Yeah.
Yeah, cruise dig.
The cruise dig thing was just a disaster.
Cruise and dig were surprising. And definitely mistakes.
Yeah, that one was just embarrassing, I would say. Yeah, dig was fine. Yeah, you know, as much as I'd like to see Sneak and Show played more, I don't want to live in a dig through time show and tell hell.
It's not Vindicate for 2 mana.
Yeah, it is kind of weird though that how they did structure it. Like, I don't know. Like, I want to know why. Like, why they print that card? You know?
Yeah. All right, so getting started. Oh, he is running dragons. He's got Thundermaw under that.
Okay, so does Dragon Stompy. Look at me. Freaking Nostradamus over here.
Here comes a turn 1 Magus.
Okay.
Rather have that be just Blood Moon, right? But
yeah, of course. That's a fetch. Mountain.
Mountain in play.
Gosh. 2 Chrome Moxes. It's like you got Himitor twice. Ancient. Ooh.
Alright, so Chalice on 1. Combo assembled. Looks like Trevor's hellbent.
2 mountains for Tim. Planeswalker just like seals the deal, right?
Yeah, he'd need 1 more mana.
No, he's got Ancient too.
There's Magus in play.
Whatever, I don't play those cards.
Isn't an aggro. Loam start having 7 lands in hand and drawing an 8. Could be. Alright, Trevor doubles his clock at the expense of being able to play out a 4-drop.
I think you're okay with that. Tim hasn't presented a way of dealing with Magus yet. Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay.
Okay. That's not as backbreaking as I thought it would be.
Yeah, shuts off Elbow Strix. He's not going to be able to cast it, though. He's got a bolt base. He's got I mean, he's got to have a bolt.
He can't. There's Chalice on 1.
Oh, he's
He
dead.
needs a black source and he needs Kolgan's Command, right?
Yeah, so Swamp Colgan's going.
So that should be countered.
Just try to jam it.
Yeah. Well, the good news for Tim is he gets to be on the play next game.
I got an idea. Let's put it in Stifle Knot. 4 Punishing Groves, and then we'll run run Rug Colors, and we'll have Punishing Fire. That way we'll like get free wins sometimes. Dude, Kevin QC, I found it, dude. And
Broke the format.
HC Fox will be on board with it because we'll be playing Dreadnought. Like, we did it. Like, I'm pretty sure HC Fox is probably crying in his computer chair. No, we're not going to play green. Like, what are you talking about? We're not playing green. We're going to run Light from the Loam. We'll run Wasteland, too. We'll run Wasteland. We did it.
All right, Chandra gets forced, and Tim goes to 1, and
We
there's
did it.
no out.
I just built a deck. It's called Rug, Dreadnought, Stifle, Fire. Rug, Dreadnought, Stifle, Fire. Dude, I'm going to build that deck. I'm going to build that deck, and I'm going to play you, HC Fox. I'm going to beat you with it. I just want to see your face as you just sit there looking at your cards after you lost to Rug, Stifle, Knot, Fire. Doesn't matter. Oh.
Would rather run white out and snow covered.
The best part is when
I
Ancient grudge his Dreadnought game 2. That'd be sad. And then he'll play new Dreadnought, and I'll just grudge it back. That's it. That's the deck. Rug, Stifle, Knot, Fire. Right? That's the deck.
Sure.
Rug, Stifle, Knot, Fire. I'm pretty stoked about that deck. We can run Sylvan Library. We'll run Sylvan Library. Run Ancient Grudge.
You sounded like you got a pile of magic cards there.
Oh, we'll just... We'll have
you gotta turn it face up at some point, don't you?
Yeah, my Dreadnought's going to be face up. So you're going to have face down Dreadnoughts, and my Dreadnoughts are going to be face up. So I don't know what you're going to be doing. I'm like, okay, I'll just attack. Wait a minute. What's the power and toughness of a face down Dreadnought?
2/2.
How much damage does Punishing Fire do?
2.
Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Like, I think we just Punishing Fire all your little weirdos.
Cast Misdirection.
Just daze it. Oh, man. Rogue, Stifle, Knot, Fire. It's a good deck.
So punishing.
Yeah. Kills all the morphs.
All right, game 3 underway.
Why is he getting Underground? Why isn't he getting?
I don't know.
The only thing I can see is Thoughtseize. Yeah.
That's still not very ideal.
What's that red card?
I don't know what that red card is.
Do you guys know what that red card is?
So I guess you take the Trinisphere.
Potentially. I like the idea of my opponent going Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal, Trinisphering, and losing a card, but you have K command, I would let it happen. Or if you can force a will it.
Yeah, if you could force it, that'd be great.
You kind of don't want to force it either, though. I think it's fine to take a Trinisphere. No, we don't have to cut it. We don't have to cut it. We're just play 2. First of all, we don't even really need to play P-Fire. We could really just run the 4 Groves, and because we're just trying to get reason for Captain QC to play his punishing, his Grove of the Broom Willows. And I thought it would just be a great way for you guys to bond together.
3 mana. Is that a Seething Song? Has to be a Seething Song.
Yeah.
All right.
This warrants a Force of Will.
Yeah, force if you got it. He knew this was coming. These were all cards in Trevor's hand. In for 5.
You know, all those...
So with that being a Seething Song, I'm not sure I like that Trinisphere take anymore.
If he doesn't have a way to... He saw this play coming.
Yeah.
It makes me think he's got a Baleful Strix. I'll never be Gristle. I always think Inkville Leviathan is better than Gristlebrand. Screw Gristlebrand. A dumb card. I'd rather cast Stoneforge Mystic on 2 than play Gristlebrand on 1. This is a little weird. Yeah, I'm a little confused now too.
Yeah. I guess maybe he feels
maybe he's
like...
thinking I can just find an answer. He can find an answer. Isn't there like a Rabble Master in the guy's hand too?
No, I don't think so. I think there's a Spirit Guide. Spirit Guide City and Unknown.
Yeah, okay. The Rabble Master was the dragon. I just thought it was Rabble Master.
Yeah.
So he didn't shuffle. So he's got to have an answer, right?
You'd think.
Problem with standstill decks is they're always going to have the issue of like not being able to set up properly. Also, if your like opponent knows how to play against standstill, they can almost make it useless.
Chalice. It's a good draw.
Brainstorming response. So he's got to find Baleful Strix. I just can't see his hand.
You don't live long enough to get to Jace. He does have Jace, but he's just dead.
Yeah, I mean, Edict. I don't know if he kept Edict in.
Could be an Edict.
Urza's Factory? What the hell is Urza's Factory?
Well, you know, it's that other Urza's card.
I swear, if I look this card up, HC Fox, and it's terrible.
Know what Urza's
No, I
Factory
know.
is?
I know what Mishra's Workshop is. What's Urza's Factory? I know what Mishra's Factory is. Like, I know, I'll know, like...
There, they just put it in chat for you.
Does that say, what?
So, it's a land that adds colorless mana.
Sure.
You can
Pay 7.
tap it, and create a 2/2.
You ever read the card of Eye of Ugin? Like, why don't we just play Eye of Ugin at that point? We'll go get, like, Rally Smasher. What? See, this is, you know...
Alright, here comes Blood Moon and another hit. So, looks like Tim is going to be able to play a Jace here.
Well, but he's going to bounce it, but can't the card just be replayed? Well, 2 mountains.
There's 2 mountains in play, so it's a little ways off. This might allow Tim to stabilize, but you have to think that Trevor's got something. Just anything. No. Nothing?
Yeah, card's terrible. Like, we're not paying attention. Like, that's a terrible comment. You've been eating too many potatoes in Idaho, and it's poisoned your brain. Aw.
Torpor or Bland. Yeah, that would be pretty changing
Let's make it a ley
to
line.
Legacy.
Yeah, he's in an interesting spot here. He may not be able to get out of this. Got a little bit of headache. Oops.
So tops the card. Jace might be able to take over here. Tim's still missing black. That could be important.
Is there like no Legacy Idaho scene? I'd probably ask.
I'd imagine not, but
yeah.
Maybe there is.
We should go up to Boise sometime so I can be Captain or HC Fox. It's like they're the same person. It's like Captain HC Fox. That's like how I read
Captain
their names.
HC Fox.
And like, and then beat him with Rug Stifle on
Oh,
Delver.
Tim. There's a Chalice in play, Tim.
Is he doing it again? He's gonna jam into Chalice all 3 games.
Yeah, he tried to ponder. And here comes Rabble Master.
That wasn't crazy. Maybe there was a Rabble Master.
There might have been. So the token gets to eat.
Yeah, it's
the
probably
Snapcaster.
tough on you because of school. So yeah, I can understand that.
Can't force this, so.
He has to block the token with Snapcaster, right?
Yeah, he has to block the token. Now he needs a bolt to deal with the Rabble Master. He could bounce it with Jace, but the trigger off of the token still will happen next turn.
True.
I don't agree with that. I think he just has to brainstorm unless he already has an answer.
See, I get confused because then Captain Kesey's saying Tuesday's perfect for him. So it's just like
He can't even bolt. Needs like an abrade or something like that.
or K-Command.
K-Command, but he doesn't have black.
Oh yeah, he needs a braid. He doesn't have a braid. He's stone cold dead. He's gonna brainstorm. He needs a brainstorm.
For Chandra. What? Okay.
What?
Well,
What?
there's a card.
What?
Okay.
What?
All right, let's go.
Oh, God. Oh gosh.
Let's go.
Freaking
Okay.
Captain QC HC Fox is
Captain
gonna say
QC.
something. They're gonna go bananas in chat. They're gonna be like, "Sir, I told you so. I told you so." That's like what's gonna happen. Oh my gosh. Freaking Tim. Oh, he's running Blood Moon. It kind of makes sense.
No, it does make a bit more sense with Blood.
Oh, see, there
But-
it goes. Yeah.
Moon.
Whatever. I stand by what I say.
All right, so now Jace gets to bounce Magus. And Chandra gets to uptick, probably in the opposite order.
Yeah, but starting to plus is like really good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it wasn't expected. I mean, it's really good. I mean, it was
That's
really
great
good.
here.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it was really good. Yeah, come on, Tim. Like we're gonna plus with the Chandra. Like, let's see what's on top of our deck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably the place to start.
Like, it could be a blue card that could help us brainstorm or ponder. Like, we're upticking with the Chandra, for sure.
Can't brainstorm or ponder. Alright, uptick.
Okay, good. We got rid of a land.
Land gets
Great.
exiled.
Bounce with Jace unless you have something else.
Bounce with Jace.
Cool.
Land, go.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Here we are.
All right.
Wow.
Wow.
He's just
okay.
dead, right? Tim's got a Force
Unless
of Will
he
this.
can hard
He
cast
can hard
Force.
cast Force of Will, and he has him in the deck still.
So it
absolutely.
has to be a hard cast Force or a Spell Pierce or something if he has it.
No, he
but...
doesn't. The Chalice of the Void, anyways.
Oh, yeah.
It's Force of Will.
Force of Will or bust.
He's got 2 lands. Game's over.
2 lands and a Colgans. So that's going to be it.
Snapcaster won't help you. Mono Red Dragon Stompy goes 4-0. Interesting.
All right. Well, Dragon Stompy getting there.
That Thoughtseize. 2 things. Underground Sea not being mountain. Not being a swamp. Even though it was a Scalding Tarn hurt in the end.
Yeah.
If that was a Bloodstained Mire, I think the game's a lot differently.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Kudos to Tim on almost coming back from that, though. That's pretty
Yeah,
rough.
that Chandra was pretty huge, yeah.
Yeah.
Him not taking the Thunderkite may have been the difference, though.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's
Thanks
4
for dealing with
rounds
tonight.
from
Yeah.
us. We're going to spend the next couple days trying to get the cameras worked out,
Yep.
and hopefully they'll be ready to go for next Tuesday. Hope you guys are going to come join us for some pre-release events and all that. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Bye.